Hey everybody, this is Max and today we're talking about the pitch bend technique for vibraphone. If you watch this video till the end, you'll be able to produce nice pitch bend sounds on your own instrument, get a better idea on which mallets work best for the technique and which gadgets you can use to make the sound even longer. And we're also getting a bit into physics to understand how exactly this frequency stuff works on the vibraphone plate so we can hear this amazing technique, which I used like in almost every video of my Instagram posts last year, maybe even longer. Wait, actually I'm using pitch bend techniques in every video, like almost every video. All right, let's just watch some examples. So the first time I heard about pitch bend technique and played it myself was actually in my first study year at the university, and it was this composition Moonchild in Your Quiet Place by Gary Burton. This was actually one of my first approaches to jazz music as well. It's composed for piano and vibraphone, but there is also this one version where Gary Burton plays his solo concert. I think it's called Alone at Last. And he also does a solo version of the piece there. And at the beginning of the second part, there comes this fabulous pitch bend part on the vibraphone, which I love so much. I think I have to play it for you. So step number one on our way to understand how the pitch bend technique works physically and acoustically is to revisit the work of a scientist that lived 200 years ago and which name was Ernst Florenz Friedrich Chladni. So Chladni actually was a German physicist and musician known as the father of acoustics for his pioneering work on sound and vibration, and he's most famous for his discovery of the so-called Chladni figures, intricate patterns formed by sand on vibrating metal plates. And talking about metal plates, or should I say metal bars, our ears get bigger, right? So as you can see, when the plate starts resonating, the sand moves gradually from one position to the other, like moving away from the place where the plate resonates more, where there's lots of vibration, to a place where there's no vibration or where there's much less vibration. This is pretty interesting, right? And now we transfer this to the plates of the vibraphone by looking at an essay of the authors Moore and Zietlow, which is called Interferometric Studies of a Piano Soundboard. So long story short, they used this setup here, which is way too complex for my little brain to explain to you, to make these forms here visible, which show the vibrations of a piano while it's played. And in his work Experimental Study of Vibraphone Pitch Bending Using Electronic Speckle Pattern Interferometry, Randy Warland refers to this technique to show us the vibration of a standard vibraphone bar. And if we have a look at the center picture of the first row called Fundamental, which is a 352 Hz standard F1 note on the vibraphone, these two lines show us the exact perfect place where no vibration or very low vibration is taking place, where we can place our pitch bending mallet to use as the start position on the plate while we are striking the note and then moving the pitch bend mallet into the bar, which I will show you in a second. And this closes the circle so we can finally come back to making music. Whew! Already super interesting in theory, right? But I guess the most of you are here to learn how the pitch bend is practically performed. So let's jump over to the vibraphone and check out the different mallets I brought for this video. And I am going to compare them with the same note played from soft and light to hard and heavy and see if they work for the pitch bend in general and which works best. Alright, so just before we start trying out different sticks, like the basic thing about the pitch bend is like the pitch bending mallet has to start its movement on one of these places where the cord goes through the bars. So there are two places, like here or here. You can start wherever you want, but you have to start here because otherwise the tone will be dampened before you can do the pitch bend. So if I put the mallet like in the middle and then hit the bar, it sounds like pretty weird and nothing is happening. But if I putting the mallet here and then hit the bar with the mallet, you can hear it rings in a normal way. And now what I will show you in a second with all the different mallets that I brought, if you then push it like in the middle, like exactly in the middle of the bar, there will be the most extreme point of the pitch bend. And then you have the chance to either go backwards, to stay there, or to also go like through the middle to the other point where the cord goes through the bar to go back to normal pitch. There's also one interesting study that shows that the frequency of each vibraphone bar is like the strongest in the middle of the bar, and there's also like a good place to hit the bar or to go with a pitch bend like in the direction of this very side of the bar, like at the different way on the cord. This also works out, but the biggest effect of the pitch bend is if you go from here into the middle of the bar. Like, let's compare that a bit. So we can hear the pitch bend. If I go in the other direction, we can also hear a pitch bend sound, but if I do it in the middle, the effect is like bigger, I feel. And also, if I go into the middle from here to here, I have the chance to like go backwards to the other side of the bar to make this ba effect, like to come back to the initial tone without getting in the middle and back, but just have one movement that is like super smooth. Alright, so let's have a look at a smaller collection of the mallets that I just tried out. This obviously worked out worst. It has like a solid wood stick and it's like a glockenspiel mallet, like with some rubber plastic head, and it's like not bendable at all, which is like a huge problem obviously for the pitch bend technique. This is like a kind of soft xylophone practice mallet, which worked out not too bad, like the bend was not too extreme, it could be more, but the mallet was like super silent when I put it on the plate, which is like also very important if you use the pitch bend in the middle of a piece. So this is like a glockenspiel mallet with like a hard, solid plastic head. It's like a bit heavier than the first one. But it has like this bendable rattan stick, so it worked out quite nice. But the head is obviously not too big. Bigger head is here with this like transparent glockenspiel mallet. We know this very well from like you buy a glockenspiel and you get like a mallet for free and it looks like this. But the head is quite big here, and this is like obviously a thing. So if we look at this one study that talked about like also the frequencies on the plates, there is also like one thing that I will link in the description of the video where you can read more about that. But the weight of the stick and the size of the head are very important for the amount of pitch bend. But the problem also is like if you want to play it in the middle of a piece, there's obviously a thing with like holding such a heavy weighted mallet. In the study they even made like some specific metal head mallets that you never would use like in the middle of a piece because they're so heavy, but the pitch bend was like very, very extreme then. So this one worked out quite well. It has like a plastic stick, bendable, very important, we also know that. So I was surprised by this wood xylophone mallet. It's like soft wood and it's a quite big head, but I didn't expect the wood xylophone mallet to make such amazing pitch bends. Problem a bit is like if you use a wood head, the sound when you put it on the plate is quite loud, so in the middle of a hectic piece this would not be the best decision maybe. This is like a classic glockenspiel orchestral mallet. It has a rattan stick also, like very bendable, and the head is like super heavy. We know this like from the Sorcerer's Apprentice or other audition pieces, and yeah, I was surprised, but the heaviness of the mallet really helps with the pitch bend. Problem is only because the weight of the mallet is like super strange feeling when you play like a fast piece and you always have like this heavy mallet hanging around in your mallet grip. And last but not least, this is, as you might know from my videos, I post a lot of on Instagram and TikTok, and also here in the YouTube shorts. This is like one of my favorite pitch bend mallets because it has like a hard plastic head. The stick is like super bendable, and the size of the head is quite big, but the weight of the stick is not too heavy. So when I put this together in one hand with another vibraphone mallet, I have a quite comfortable feeling playing with both mallets in one hand. Yeah, and it does not disturb my playing. So overall, we have to say we need the flexible stick so we can do this pitch bend properly. The bigger the head of the stick or the heavier the head of the stick, it seems like in the study they talk about mass of the stick. Like the bigger the mass of the stick, of the head of the stick, the extremer or the bigger also the noticeable pitch bend. So I'm using this amazing technique in like a lot of my productions, in my video content creations, also in concerts, and I appreciate it so much because I have the possibility to shape the tone of a vibraphone as I know it from like a jazz trumpet player, a trombonist, a guitarist, etc. And I was missing this for a long time on the mallet instruments. But having like a pitch bend mallet in one hand and a vibraphone mallet in the other is a good thing, but I was always searching for a possibility to be more flexible, like to play normal stuff like melodies and phrases, and then with one hand maybe or the other hand doing like a pitch bend in the middle of a phrase. And so I developed a 4 mallet technique that works well for me, and I'm going to show you how this works out. So for this part I'm using 2 of my favorite pitch bend mallets, the blue plastic ones, and 2 medium vibraphone mallets, and I'm taking the vibraphone mallets on the outside of each hand because in this technique I want to put my pitch bend mallets directly here on the chord place of each bar, and I'm going because I want to have a kind of like comfortable distance between the 2 mallets, like not too close, because when I play the vibraphone, usually the distance should not be too small, so you have the chance to do a nice movement with the mallets. So I put the pitch bend mallets on this place, and then I hit the bar here on the outside. Like here is the chord that goes through the bar, but I'm hitting the bar on the very end on the other side. So I kind of play the tone, and then I'm pushing the pitch bend mallet throughout the bar, like in the middle or from the middle to the other end, to make this effect with one hand. So I'm showing you how I do that. And actually, I mean, I have to be very, very silent, like with a very, very sensitive movement, so I don't make sounds like this when I put the pitch bend mallet in the perfect place to start the movement. But if I try my best, I have the chance to do several pitch bends in a row without causing like too much noise. Let's try that out. So as you can hear, it does not go without any accidental noises when I'm using these quite hard mallets. But if you're in the middle of a performance or have some other sounds playing around you, this does not make any mentionable distortive noise. So this works out quite well, I think. So one thing that's left so far is like it depends on the note that you play, like a high note, middle note or low note, on how long the note resonates and also how long the pitch bend can last actually. And there is one technique, I'm using a bow for that, where you have the chance to make like a super long and slow pitch bend, which wouldn't be possible with a normal stroke. Let's see how that works. I'm using this double bass bow to produce a long note on the vibraphone, which sounds like this. And if I'm now trying to do a pitch bend on this plate, it sounds like this. And as you can hear, I have the possibility to do the pitch bend much slower because I don't have to check out if the vibration of the bar already is in such a minimum that the tone goes away. Also, a very important thing is like if I start the pitch bend from this side, because on this side I have the bow, the effect can be quite bigger depending on the tone that I play. So you're probably saying like, nice thing, but I want to dive deeper into this research kind of aspect on the pitch bend. So I put together a document especially for you. I'm going to link that in the video description. It leads directly to my Patreon, where I put together a document that contains all the works I quoted in the video, some extra information. And you can also visit my other channels where I put on a lot of a video collection where I play the pitch bend technique in different genres: electronic music, jazz music, hip hop, pop music, all different kinds of stuff. And I would love to hear how you like that. So if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, like it, share it with your percussionist friends, and I'm happy to see you again in one of my next videos. Bye.